You are watching NetSoft IT Academy. 905-812-2923. info@netsoftacademy.com. www.netsoftacademy.com.
Now let's start with lab number 25. So in lab number 25, we will be configuring MailTip and mail flow options. So we'll first navigate to our Exchange Admin Center here. Now remember, this is all happening on the NetaEXE01 virtual machine. It is not happening anywhere else. It is happening on the Exchange server. Until and unless I tell you where exactly we are changing it, we are not generally changing the machines here. So on the Admin Center, first thing I'll click on is mail flow. Now we already have all of these policies and everything from the previous labs that we built. Now under this, we'll click on receive connectors now. And under receive connectors, I'm going to click and make sure that the select server, this one is the only option available here. And the default front end, NetaEXE01, I'm going to double click on it and ensure that everything is good. But here, now this is where I make a few changes. The maximum receive message size, I'm going to alter it from 36. I'm going to alter this from 36 to 25 and click on save. Now that is one thing done. So we just altered the default message size. So the maximum size of a message that can be sent and received is 25 MB. Making sure that any attachment that is more than 25 MB cannot be attached with this email now. So now moving on, we are going to apply disclaimer. So let me zoom out. Yeah, this might be a good size, I guess. 110. I think this is a good size. In case you feel that we are still a little bit too far zoomed in or too far zoomed out, it would be a good idea to also work with me on this. Let us know, and we can always work on the best size or the best zoom size here. All right. So now under this, again, I click on the rules tab. I click on new and apply disclaimers. So the name for this one is company inside mail message, and apply this rule if the recipient is located inside the organization. Now enter the text here, and I'm going to copy a sentence from the book here and just paste it. Please avoid printing this email until and unless it is required to do so. Okay. And for the backup action or the fallback action right here, I'm going to make sure that it is set to warp, and I'll click on save. Now this is how I create one more rule for managing my mail flow. Now again, the only reason why this happens is because I have a white space here. Don't worry, it will happen a few times here and there because I copy and paste the names from here and there, or I type the names and I forget and I put a space next to it out of habit. This will happen. It's a very common typo mistake. It's nothing dangerous. Now, the next thing that we are going to do is set up journaling rules for compliance. So, and for this, we go to compliance management on the Exchange Admin Center. Click on journal rules. Now, one thing again, this is an important topic to talk about sometimes, and it's the fact that Microsoft has of late on the cloud version of Microsoft 365 and Exchange Online, journaling has been made into a redundant function, and in many variations and many editions, it has been completely removed. Microsoft is betting more towards its purview. It's called the purview audit. It's the purview admin center. Under that, the audit function that has the content search and everything, where all of this can be done. You can run mail trace, you can do all of the other things, yes, but there are certain features that are no longer there. They have been deprecated completely. So under this, under journal rules, I'm going to click on new. Now send journal reports to, let's say, compliance at neta.local. The name is global compliance, Now, if the message is sent or received from, now under this, select and apply to all messages. And same for the journal the following messages, all messages. And click on save. You will have a warning and you will say yes for the warning. And that's it. That's how you apply a journal rule. Now the next thing is reviewing the delivery reports for specific users. So for this, we go back to Mailflow again, click on delivery reports, and we search the mailbox. So for example, I want to search Jodie Foster's mailbox for compliance with or to see if emails are receiving or not being receiving or not being received. That is the idea here. I select Jodie Foster, and from the user, the message sent to or the received from, I'm going to select, because I'm not sent any emails to Jim Ron, but I'm going to still select Jim Ron here for the moment. So I'll have to look up Jim Ron again. Yes, Jim Ron, and OK. And I'm going to click on search now. Now search results will show this one email, but remember, this is because it's a testing environment. You will see all of these things because it's a testing environment. But there is a small caveat. Once you do this on Microsoft 365 or Exchange Online, or even in the Exchange on-premises environment, as the data increases, as the size of data increases, as the number of emails increases, there is a fair chance that this process can take a little bit longer. Remember that. Now you can see that the email is here, the one that we sent. Now I did not CC this email to Bill Walsh, if I'm being quite honest. I did not CC it because I was like, okay, hey, we don't need to do this. But then again, it was one of those things that I missed. But you can see that who the email was sent to, what exactly is the email. You can see where exactly the flow of the email and everything was. But do you notice one thing? We cannot see what was the text inside the email. We can only see the subject, nothing else. So that is a small victory here. So I'll go back to recipients again. Now, this time, under the mailboxes, I'll select, let's say, Angelina Jolie's mailbox. And under this, I'll select mail tip. Mail tip. Now, for mail tip, you can create a test mail tip for Angelina and click on save. But so let's say test mail tip for Angelina and click on save. But there is no use case beyond that in this one here. Now, to really configure multilingual mail tip, multilingual meaning that you would have more than one language. So I'm going to first go to my Exchange Admin Center and I'm going to run a command that will set the mail tip to in French. That will set the mail tip in French. Now this is the user mail tip that I'm going to set up. This is the user Ben Affleck. And I press enter. It has done. Now I would like to verify this entire thing. So for example, if I go back to my browser here and I open a new tab and I open my OWA as the admin. Now remember, I'm logged in as the administrator. I'm not logged in as any other user. I'm going to click on new and I'm going to send an email to Angelina Jolie. And do you see? The mail tip showed up right here. Mail tip for Angelina. Mail tip for Angelina. Now, we are going to send an email. This is the first email. And this is just a test email. Oh. And click on send. The email would be delivered. But we also saw the mail tip that we wanted to see. Now I click on new again. Now this time I'm going to pop this up all over again here. Now this time I want to send the email to Ben Affleck. Now once I do this, I'm going to send the same email, and you see this is an English mail tip. But let us say this is a test email. This is just a test email. Now you see the mail tip here, right? That is what we wanted to configure. That is what we have configured, and that is what we wanted to double check. If I send this email again, you can see that all the emails are being sent and received very quickly from my end. And that is great. And I'm also able to see all the necessary things that we wanted to see. And that is also the end of this lab here. So I'll see you in the next lab. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you for watching NetSoft IT Academy. 905-812-2923. info@netsoftakademy.com. www.netsoftacademy.com.